I am a cheater. When I was a sophomore in high school, I had been really sick and I missed many days of school. And then when I returned to school, my world history teacher made me take a test that I had not studied for and wasn't prepared for. She put me in a room where I was by myself, and about halfway through the test, I realized that our textbook was laying on the table next to me. Now, I was in the top 10%. I was an okay student. I didn't try especially hard because I knew as long as I did the minimum, I was going to be just fine. And eventually, after a few minutes and after I'd gone through the test and realized that I didn't know some of the answers to many of the questions, that temptation of the book laying there was just too much. And I eventually opened it and looked up some answers. And though I don't think I made an A on the test, I still did good enough and still pulled out an A by the end of the year. It is now 24 years later, and I still think about that incident. I think I have a higher threshold for worrying about things than the average person, and it wasn't a big deal at the moment, and it didn't affect my grade that much, and it wasn't going to impact me going to college. But I never could forgive myself for opening that textbook that day. I justified it in my mind because I'd been so sick, and I thought it was unfair that the teacher was making me take the exam. And somehow I rationalized it at the time and blamed the teacher for making me cheat in some weird way. But I never forgot that moment, and would always tell my students that between me and my friends, they would never be able to cheat on a test or on an assignment because we had figured out every way possible to cheat. We had a Spanish class where we would have to have book covers, and we would decorate the book covers with all of the vocabulary words because the teacher thought it was cute and pretty, not realizing that when she told us to put our stuff under the chairs for quizzes, that all of our vocabulary words were right there. The same thing happened with math, with people putting formulas on their book covers, and a variety of other techniques that, because you don't have book covers today, you wouldn't necessarily be able to do. But these are things that I never forgot, and I am still at this age disappointed that I made that decision, and know that I should have maybe talked to my teacher and asked for an extension and explained the situation, but I never told her that I cheated.